Hey folks, welcome back to another video. Today we're looking at question 714, best time to buy and sell stock with transaction fees. The way we'll be approaching this problem is by having two arrays, one for buy and one for sell, and each index within both of these arrays will represent what would be the max amount that we will carry if we buy at that particular point or if we sell at that particular point. So let's write this in code. The first thing we need to do is actually get the base case out of the way. Let's check if the prices.length if it is less than 1, you would just return 0. If not, you need to get the number of days that you have. And then you need to initialize two arrays, one called buy that needs to be initialized to the same size, and one for sell which will also be initialized to the same size. And you would have a for loop to go through everything. But before we actually go through the for loop, you want to be able to set the buy to the negative of price 0. So what are you saying? You're saying that, hey, you know what? For buy of 0, you're buying whatever you have at the first place, and since you're buying it, you're negative those many dollars. So you're initializing buy of 0 to be minus prices of 0. So that's the amount that you have given up to buy at that particular time. So because we already have, you bought something at time 0, you want to start comparing it from time 1. So you would start I with 1, I is less than or equal to L, you would increment I. And at each step, you're thinking, hey, for buy at a new step, you want to check two things. You want to check, does it make sense for me to not buy and just look at the previous value that I have? Does it make sense for me to do that? Or does it make sense for me to, having sold previously, does it make sense for me to buy now? So what does that mean? If you have sold previously, you would take the previous value at sell, and you would subtract the price that you have right now. So what does this mean? You're saying that if you're at a particular spot, you have two choices. You can either buy or hold. So this is what that logic is taking care of. Here, if you say if the maximum is buy of I minus 1, that means you already have a max by not buying anything, but just holding on to the stock that you have from the previous transaction? Or does it make sense for me to buy after having sold something at time t minus 1? So this is what the logic is doing for the buy array. For the sell, it's similar as well. So for sell, you're saying, hey, does it make sense for me to sit on my previously sold stock, or does it make sense for me to sell after I have bought previously? So what does that mean? So if you bought previously, you would look at a previous iteration in the buy array, and then you would add the price that, because since you're selling, you're getting that money, so you would add it. However, every transaction has a fee, so you would just subtract the fee from here. So these two lines of code are the meat of the entire solution, where you're saying, hey, you know what, for every single transaction, I want to see if I had bought at this particular price, what would give me the maximum gain? If I had sold at this particular price, what would be the maximum gain that I have? So you keep doing that for the buy and the sell array. And in the end, what you're doing is that you want to return the maximum profit, and you will look for that maximum profit in the sell array. And why do you do that? It's because you don't want to be holding any stocks while while actually making the transactions. By selling it, you've actually made a profit. So you'd look at the last maximum profit that you've made by selling. So that's the solution you are returning. So let's quickly compile this and see if it's okay. The first test case is okay. Everything else is okay as well. Awesome. So let's quickly talk about the space and the time complexity. The time complexity of the entire solution is O of n, since we are iterating through all of the values in the array. The space complexity is also O of n, since we are initializing two arrays that occupy the same space as prices for buy and for sell. So that's the solution. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. And please don't forget to subscribe. I would really, really appreciate that. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.